Anne's News Video, March 2026. Welcome to the March edition of Anne's News Video, with interesting news from the Salesian world. RMG. Rome. DB Tech World Visioning Meeting begins. The DB Tech World Visioning Meeting was held in Rome between the 16th to the 22nd of March, bringing together 17 Salesians and lay collaborators from Asia, Africa and Europe to develop a shared global vision for Salesian vocational training centers. The meeting aimed to strengthen international collaboration for the benefit of young people, especially the most vulnerable, and build stronger synergies and enhance the global impact of Salesian technical and vocational education. The presence of the Rector Major and the Counselor for Youth Ministry encouraged participants to align their work with the orientations of GC29, safeguarding Salesian identity and reinforcing global networking. Central and Western Africa. DR Congo, 51st Salesian Games. Open in Lubumbashi. On March 28, 2026, over 1,500 young people gathered at the City of Youth in Lubumbashi for the opening of the 51st edition of the Salesian Games. Participants from Salesian works and parishes across the Archdiocese joined the traditional event promoting Christian and social values. The celebration began with a procession from the Salesian Center in Bakanja Magone and concluded with the Eucharist. The annual games continue to foster youth formation, joy and community spirit in the Central Africa province. Cameroon. Spirituality Weekend in Nkola Feme. From 14th to 15th March 2026, nearly 650 young people participated in the 11th Spirituality Weekend organized by the Salesian Theological Community of St. Augustine. Under the theme, Young People in Faith in Jesus Christ, Do Whatever He Tells You, the gathering focused on listening to God's Word and serving others. Through prayer, teachings, and community activities, participants deepened their understanding of Salesian spirituality in preparation for Easter. Eastern and Southern Africa. Ethiopia. Don Bosco Mekanisa celebrates Family Day. On March 15, 2026, the parish of Mary Help of Christians in Mekanisa organized a family sports day under the pastoral theme, Youth Ministry and the Family. Families gathered for prayer and sporting activities, including football, basketball, volleyball, and races, promoting unity and Christian values. Organized with the support of volunteers and pre-novices, the event strengthened community bonds and highlighted faith lived through joyful participation and healthy interaction. America's South Cone. Argentina. Valdoco Experience 2.6. In the neighborhoods of Ludueña and Industrial, over 350 children and young people took part in the Valdoco Experience 2.6, accompanied by 100 animators. Held across 7 local oratories, the initiative recreated the Salesian oratory model through games, formation, and missionary outreach. The experience aimed to offer educational and community spaces inspired by Don Bosco, renewing commitment to the oratory as a home, school, and playground for those most in need. Chile. Salesian family celebrates Day of the Sign 2026. On March 21, 2026, around 200 representatives of the Salesian family gathered at the Salesian Alameda Educational Center for the Day of the Sign. Centered on the Rector Major Strenna, "Do whatever he tells you. Believers free to serve." The event promoted formation and reflection. The program included thematic presentations, participatory activities, and concluded with the Eucharist at the shrine, strengthening unity and mission. Brazil. New social center opens in Juazeiro do Norte. On March 19, 2026, the Padre Cicero Social Assistance Center was inaugurated in the Horto neighborhood, expanding Salesian social and educational services. The center offers vocational and IT courses for young people aged 13 to 25, promoting social transformation through education. The opening coincided with celebrations marking the 182nd anniversary of Padre Cicero's birth and the 22nd anniversary of FM Padre Cicero Radio, highlighting the strong impact of the Salesian presence in the region. Brazil. Don Bosco Institute marks 107 years of service. On March 20, 2026, the Don Bosco Institute celebrated its 107th anniversary at the Bom Retiro Center. The celebration began with the Eucharist and included performances, sports, music, and community activities. The event reaffirmed the Institute's mission of faith-based education and social transformation in service of young people. East Asia, Oceania. Thailand, Salesian Hua Hin Mini Marathon 2026. On March 1, 2026, Hua Hin Vitayalai hosted the Run Toward 100 Years of the Salesians Mini Marathon, marking preparations for the 2027 centenary of the Salesians in Thailand. Organized by the Parents and Teachers Association with alumni support, the event gathered 2,300 runners in 3-kilometer, 5-kilometer, and 10-kilometer races. The initiative celebrated nearly 80 years of Salesian educational presence in Hua Hin, fostering unity, joy, and community spirit. Vietnam, Lenten Retreat in Saigon. On March 7, 2026, more than 1,100 young people gathered at Don Bosco Ben Cat Youth Center for the 2026 Youth Lenten Retreat. Under the theme, Faith, Do Whatever He Tells You, the retreat focused on renewal, confession, Eucharistic celebration, and missionary commitment. Led by Archbishop Joseph Nguyen Nang and Salesian leaders, the event encouraged youth to deepen faith and become missionary disciples. Cambodia, Ecology and Ancestral Wisdom Workshop. From March 16th to 20th, 2026, 250 students from Don Bosco Technical School in Kep joined a Training of Trainers workshop on ecology, ancestral wisdom, and community building. Through environmental visits and reflection sessions, participants promoted cultural preservation and sustainable development. Students reaffirmed their commitment to plant 5,000 trees annually and strengthen environmental stewardship through the Don Bosco Green Alliance Cambodia. South Asia. India. Valdoco 2026 gathers 450 youth in Goa. Over 450 young people from 19 Salesian institutions participated in Valdoco 2026 at Don Bosco College of Engineering, Goa. The Youth Festival focused on ecology, addressing climate change and environmental responsibility through talks and discussions. The event combined faith, reflection, and celebration, strengthening Salesian unity and youth leadership. India. Youth Fest in Muniguda. From 26th to 27th March 2026, more than 900 young people gathered for Youth Fest 2026 at Nava Nirman Don Bosco, Muniguda. Organized by the Salesians with diocesan collaboration, the event focused on faith, leadership, career guidance, and empowerment of tribal youth. Through Eucharistic celebrations, formation sessions, and cultural programs, the fest marked a milestone in youth ministry in the Diocese of Rayagada. Inter-America. Venezuela. National SIM Meeting. From February 27th to March 1st, 2026, 170 animators from across Venezuela met at Casa Don Bosco in Valencia for the second national meeting of oratories and youth centers. Under the theme, Builders of the Kingdom like Don Bosco and Mazzarello, participants received formation in planning, organization, and self-management. Salesian leaders and Archbishop Jesus González de Zarate encouraged the youth to be witnesses of hope and leaven in Venezuelan society. Peru. Presentation of the Rector Major's Strena 2026. The Salesian family in Peru gathered at the San Francisco de Sales School for the official presentation of the 2026 Strena, Do Whatever He Tells You, Believers Free to Serve. Led by Provincial Father Juan Pablo Alcas, the event included the screening of the official video and group reflections. Participants renewed their commitment to serve young people with faith, joy, and authentic Salesian spirit. Mexico, 2026 Inter-Salesian Games. From 5 to 8 March 2026, the 49th Inter-Salesian Games were held at the Salesian school Anahuac Chapalita. Primary school delegations from across Mexico participated in the national sporting event. At the opening ceremony, Provincial Father Francisco Cervantes encouraged students to live the games with joy, respect, and fraternity in the spirit of Don Bosco. Ecuador, Missionary Fair 2026. From 9 to 13 March 2026, the Don Bosco Salesian Technical College in La Kennedy held its annual Missionary Fair. Students, parents and staff organized a food fair to raise funds for Salesian missionary projects. Proceeds were aimed at supporting initiatives in South Sudan, Santo Domingo de los Tzachilas and Taisha, strengthening solidarity with vulnerable communities. Bolivia, Salesian Youth Movement Assembly. On 28th to 29th March 2026, around 100 youth coordinators and leaders gathered for the Salesian Youth Movement Assembly at the Fatima Don Bosco Retreat House. Participants studied the final document of the 2024 Salesian Youth Synod and discussed a new organizational structure. Through prayer and discernment, the Assembly looked toward a participatory and co-responsible future for the MGS in Bolivia. Central and Northern Europe. Croatia, Salesian Family Day 2026. On March 7th, 2026, around 200 members of the Salesian family gathered in Jarun, Zagreb, for Salesian Family Day. The 2026 Strena was presented, followed by group reflections and the screening of a documentary marking anniversaries of the Salesian cooperators. The day concluded with the Eucharist and the promise of 7 new Salesian cooperators. Belarus, 6th Salesian Oratory Competition. On 21st March 2026, the 6th Oratory Competition took place at St. Michael the Archangel Parish. Children from years 5 to 7 competed in sports, quizzes and team games after celebrating Holy Mass. Organizers expressed gratitude for the strong participation and joyful Salesian spirit. Great Britain, Sparks Conference. On March 21st, 2026, 175 educators gathered for the annual Salesian Schools Conference under the theme, Find the Spark and Set It Free. Workshops addressed youth accompaniment, artificial intelligence, leadership, and pastoral care. The conference reaffirmed the mission of educators to discover and nurture the spark of goodness in every young person. Mediterranean. Italy, Valle Crozia celebrates 150 years of Salesian presence. From 6 to 8 March 2026, Valle Crozia celebrated 150 years of Salesian presence with the visit of Rector Major Father Fabio Attard. Events included meetings with young people, civic authorities, the Salesian family, and a public celebration. The anniversary concluded with a solemn Eucharist, renewing commitment to be a home and beacon of hope for youth. Italy, 1,000 young people at Triveneto Sim meeting. On March 21st to 22nd, 2026, around 1,000 young people gathered at the Astori Salesian College for the Triveneto Sim youth meeting. The event combined formation, games, performances, and Eucharistic celebration. Participants were encouraged to encounter Christ and live their faith with joy and commitment. Spain, IEF meetings celebrate 30 years of youth ministry. On March 21, 2026, nearly 250 young people and leaders gathered at the Don Bosco Center in León for the IEF meetings. Through games, challenges, and group activities, participants experienced a day of adventure and fraternity. The event concluded with a tribute marking the 30th anniversary of the Federation of Don Bosco Youth Centers in Castile and León. Spain. Chiqui Bosco 2026 empowers 220 adolescents. From 27th to 29th March 2026, 220 participants gathered for Chiqui Bosco 2026 at the Domingo Savio House. Adolescents, youth leaders, and Salesians journeyed together in self-discovery and leadership formation. The event concluded with the Palm Sunday Eucharist, encouraging young people to be protagonists of their own lives. That's all we have for you in this March edition of Anne's News video. Share it with your confrères, beneficiaries, collaborators and friends. Make known the good that is being done in the Salesian world.